watching KWQC TV, the news leader, making a difference in the Quad Cities. Live from the Quad Cities, with Morgan Otier and Kyle Keel, this is Quad Cities Live.
Today on QCL, we are shining a light on Our Gross House, a local organization that's turning painful experiences into purpose, where survivors of violence are finding healing, hope, and a fresh start.
Plus, Unity Point is here with the latest in joint replacement technology, faster recovery with less pain, and the ability to go home the same day as your procedure.
And later, the annual Ranch Riders Easter egg hunt, a tradition about candy and fun with a powerful purpose, raising money and support for local families in need.
Hello and welcome to Quad Cities Live. It is Wednesday, April 16th. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Kyle Keel alongside my co-host Morgan Otier. We'll get ready for a fiesta at the races.
Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about the 2025 Kentucky Derby at Mississippi River Distilling Company in downtown Davenport. And joining us in the QCL kitchen today is General Manager Nathan Carroll. Nathan, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Kentucky Derby. I can't get enough of the name.
Love the play on words.
Yeah, I do too, because it really kind of encompasses what this day is about.
Yeah.
It is happening on Saturday, May 3rd. So explain how all of this came to be.
Kentucky Derby's fun.
Yeah.
The Kentucky Derby's fun. Cinco de Mayo's fun. Let's mesh the two together
Let's do it.
and have a big party.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it happens to be on the same day where people are going to be celebrating Cinco de Mayo. Of course, it's not May 5th, it's May 3rd. But we know we take advantage of the weekends around here.
Most definitely.
So you guys kind of put those two things together. So tell us about the day. It starts in the afternoon, but doors open earlier than that.
Yeah, doors open early. We'll be having the races around 5:45, depends
Yes.
on when they
Okay.
come on.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's the most exciting 30 seconds in sports
Yeah.
history. So.
Yeah. You can celebrate Cinco de Mayo up until the races start,
Yeah,
and then
there
you
you
can
go.
switch hats potentially and
There you go.
start
Yeah,
being a
maybe
derby person.
Place your bets on your favorite horse and maybe drown your sorrows if you don't win, I guess. I don't know. But as we mentioned, this is in downtown Davenport at your downtown lounge, which has been around for a couple years now. So if you've not been, it's a great space. So describe the space for us.
Yeah, it's a little bit more Art Deco. We got
Yeah.
a couple TV screens in there and a big screen and stuff to watch the races. And yeah, it's just more of a little relaxing place for the downtown.
Definitely.
Yeah, it's really, really pretty, really comfortable, and it's quite large too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that can fit in there. So Nathan, this is a ticketed event, so it includes a complimentary cocktail.
Yeah, absolutely. The ticket is $15,
Okay.
so keeping it low.
Not
Comes with one of our, we have the Baron Garita here, and we also have a mint julep, which is
Yes.
a Kentucky Derby standard
Okay.
that you get with your ticket.
Okay, and we're each going to try one.
Yes.
But let's start with the mint julep. This is one that we've heard of year after year with
Yeah.
the Kentucky Derby. But talk about what's in your mint julep.
Yeah, this is our Cody Road bourbon, and then we actually take a bunch of mint and stick them together with some sugar and let them age for a little bit. Pulls
Okay.
all the mint flavors out. It's kind of like an old fashioned without the bitters. Mint old fashioned thing. Yeah.
Mint
Okay.
old fashioned.
And
Okay.
then let's talk about the Baron Garita.
Yeah, the Baron Garita is made with our River Baron Artesian Spirit, which is kind of like an
Get the name
unaged
now.
bourbon.
Sure, yeah.
So a little bit sweeter notes, vanilla, butterscotch in there, but it pairs really well with the same
Yeah.
type of things that tequila
Sure.
do, and so we use it to make a margarita.
Because obviously you don't make tequila there.
I
There's
love
like
that.
tequila,
So we
yeah.
can order one of these upon arrival
Yeah,
with our
absolutely.
ticket. That's a great idea. So while we take sips, cheers, go over some more of the highlights of the event, what people can expect.
Yeah, so obviously we'll have the races on. We're also gonna have full Nelson food truck.
Ooh, that's good.
Yep,
Yeah, that mint julep is strong. I remember us trying it last year. Morgan's a champ because she knows I don't like bourbon. And I personally, I was not a huge fan of the mint julep, but I prefaced it last year when Ryan was here.
Theirs is good. I will say that.
If you like bourbon, this is it.
and a lot of people do, especially people that go to Mississippi River Distilling. You guys do such a great job with
This
it.
is good.
And I'm teasing a little bit. We knew
Yeah.
before I tried it that I was going to be,
Yes.
That's the easier one. This is if
that's
you're
yeah,
seasoned.
you're seasoned
So obviously,
derbyman.
you mentioned the food truck is going to be
Yep,
there.
we'll
and,
have
the
full
tacos.
Nelson. Yep, full Nelson food truck
Yeah.
out back doing a taco menu,
Okay.
Hispanic menu. We'll also have a a hat competition.
I mean, it
so-
wouldn't be a Kentucky Derby
nice.
without the hat
competition, yeah. So we'll be giving away a barrel, we'll be giving away some gift cards and some drinks and some other fun stuff, yeah.
Okay, so it's best hat for like the variety. So it can be your best Kentucky hat, but it can also be your best Derby hat.
Yeah.
Or your best Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, or you can come in with a giant sombrero.
So like
Win the crowd.
Like we mentioned, those tickets, they're $15, and you got door prizes and giveaways that you're going to be giving
Yep,
out throughout the
absolutely.
afternoon.
Yeah, if you buy a ticket, it automatically enters you in for some fun door prizes as well, free bottles.
Oh,
you go.
wow. Okay, so an all-day
Yeah.
thing should be a lot of fun. And people should potentially pick up their tickets ahead of time?
Yeah, you can buy them online from our website. If you go to
Okay.
the Facebook event, you'll find the tickets on there as well.
We'll find a link to all of that. Okay, well, get them soon. Make sure
Yeah.
you have, a spot. It's a big day.
It is a big day.
And it's always fun just to have something planned and something to do here in the community, so that's great.
Yeah, the Kentucky Derby coming up on May 3rd. That's a Saturday at Mississippi River Distilling Lounge in downtown Davenport. As we mentioned, you can purchase those tickets ahead of time on the website on your screen. That's mrdistilling.com. And that's also where you can find everything going on at Mississippi River Distilling and all
Doing
the
great.
great drinks that they have. Maybe I should hold off on those drinks. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone knows I struggle with these words sometimes. But, Nathan, thank you so much. Always a fun
Yeah,
event.
thanks for having me.
Yes,
guys.
absolutely. Thank you. Coming up on Quad Cities Live, putting the spotlight on a community safe space, offering compassion, empowerment, and dignity. We'll learn more about upcoming events hosted by Argro's House of Healing and Hope next.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, a time dedicated to supporting survivors and advocating for change. And today we are highlighting a powerful place of resilience and restoration right here in our own community, Argro's House of Healing and Hope. Rochelle Dougal is with Argro's House, and she is joining us now. Rochelle, welcome to the show today.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be
Yes,
here.
we're so excited to have you and have this conversation. So let's start with a little bit of background on Argro's House. Just tell us what it is, what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Argro's House is a nonprofit social enterprise. So we provide a safe and healing space for women survivors of domestic violence and abuse. We offer free, comprehensive, confidential services, meaningful employment through our cafe and our bath and body business. And our mission is to support women as they heal and rebuild their lives with dignity, hope, and opportunity.
Yeah, and you do it. You do all of the above at Argro's House. Really, I mean, I think it surprises a lot of people how much you've all been able to accomplish since opening up,
Yeah.
and how much you have grown.
Yeah.
So, and let's talk about it. With the cafe and now the business, the bath and body business, you have exponentially, you put a huge footprint on the community and being able to do that. And we had Dr. Kit Evans Ford on the show as soon as those businesses were opening. But tell us a little bit about how it's all going. You brought some items with you from the cafe, which is awesome.
Had to.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about what you brought.
Yeah, so there's just a couple of items from our cafe and our gift shop, which of course is new. We just opened in January.
That's
it's been
great.
going really well. With Sexual Assault Awareness Month, we have a couple of events coming up, but of course some drinks. So our soap is, the one we're highlighting is our Teal Sea Breeze soap.
Perfect. Teal, of course, is the color for Sexual Assault
Yep.
Awareness Month.
Yeah,
so that's
exactly.
perfect.
And a lot of our soaps and bath and body products kind of tie into our cafe. So the Teal soap is Sea Breeze. Our Lotus energy drink is also Sea Breeze. And
Okay.
they're teal as well. Yeah, we should
And
try
I can
them.
try this. Let's
Yes.
do a little cheers,
Cheers.
Rochelle. Thank you.
So Lotus
Oh,
is
wow,
the,
that's really good.
yeah, Lotus is the
I promised a thumbs up.
energy.
And you're getting one. That's really good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't normally do energy drinks, but the Lotus is a very
It's very
clean,
drinkable.
plant-derived, yeah.
Okay, very cool. And you brought, what is this?
Yeah, so this is the Argro. So the Lotus is blue raspberry and lime, and then the Argro is kind of the coffee drink that we have named after the cafe.
Yeah.
So it's a really delicious cold brew, and then it's topped with a purple toasted marshmallow foam.
It's pretty.
So it's vanilla, toasted marshmallow. You have to dig in and at
Oh, I
least try
will.
that one as well.
I will, thank you.
Good concentrated cold brew, so it's really delicious and it's going to give you the energy that you need. And
Ooh,
we've
yeah.
got great drinks at the cafe, but we also offer food. I brought some muffins as
Huge.
well. Yeah.
They're gigantic muffins.
A very good breakfast. And then we also offer sandwiches and soups, lots of great offerings.
Yeah, a huge menu, especially for just getting started in January.
Yeah.
And you brought some of the Bath and Body Works products with you here today as well, as we look at some photos of what it looks like inside the building.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to highlight that briefly because you guys do make all kinds of really amazing items. And a lot of these are just perfect. We've got Easter coming up. And I like
Exactly.
to remind people of some of the more unique spaces in the Quad Cities community where you can get something that's really unlike anything else. So if you're
Yeah.
putting together an Easter basket or something like that, like what a great idea where, you know, you're going to have a few surprises in there
Yeah.
that are different.
Yeah, shop local. Every sip, every bite, every purchase supports
Yes.
a survivor. You mentioned Easter. We also have Mother's Day. I
Yes.
promise you, the women
The
in
moms
your
will
lives,
love this.
Yeah, they will love these products.
We promise. Okay, so describe the ways, you know, we're talking about Sexual Assault Awareness Month. Describe the ways that it's very important to the work that you do all at Our Gross.
Yeah, so it's very closely tied to the work we do. And this month is important because it really shines a light on an issue that's often hidden in silence.
Yeah.
We walk along survivors every day at Our Gross House. We really understand the impact and the implication. So this month gives us an opportunity to celebrate survivors and
Yep.
their resiliency, to raise awareness, and essentially to remind the community that we all have a role to play in creating a world that's free of sexual violence.
Absolutely. Well,
Yeah.
well said. And you do have a special event coming up, actually, in just a couple of weeks. I believe Saturday, April 26th is the event. Called Honoring Sexual Assault Awareness Warriors. So tell us about this.
Yeah, so this is going to be a really powerful gathering of survivors, community advocates, and supporters. So we'll have guest speakers, all of these
nice.
wonderful food and drink options, and give us time to reflect on how we can continue to support women and promote change. We're also going to be partnering with the wonderful faculty and students at St. Ambrose and Augustana.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
So you guys are collaborating on this.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it takes a team, it takes a community, and we have a lot of great support behind us to do that.
Well, that sounds great. So that is actually going to be at the cafe, correct?
Yes, at the
Okay.
cafe, yep.
At the cafe, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the date that we mentioned, Saturday, April 26th. And another event coming up, it's actually this week, if you want to get involved in an Easter brunch.
Yeah, Easter brunch. So come to the cafe. It's going to be a warm, welcoming, inviting space. Bring your family. It's family friendly.
Okay.
We'll have all of these food and drink as well. And again, every sip goes back to our healing programs to support women.
100% of proceeds go back into the programs that we've been talking about here today, which is incredible. So that, as you can see on your screen, is Saturday, April 19th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bring the whole family. And as we talk about services and proceeds and fundraising, can you describe some of those services that you offer? I know you touched on it at the beginning of this segment, but just go a little bit more in depth on what survivors can experience once they become part of Our Gross House.
Yeah, absolutely. So all of our services are free, holistic, confidential. We have free therapy and advocacy.
Wow.
We have self-care workshops, peer support groups, marriage and family counseling. We also offer job training and employment through our cafe and our Bath and Body business. So survivors are being employed in making these products as well.
Yeah.
And then we have entrepreneurial and leadership development as well as financial coaching.
Yeah.
And then there's access to a food pantry and housing. So very comprehensive and holistic.
It absolutely is. And, you know, I know you have a background in this, Rochelle, and having worked with survivors in the past. And one thing that, you know, that we hear is that finances and money is a real form of control in you know, some types of abusive relationships. I know this is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, but I think it's really amazing that that is something that Our Gross House offers, is kind of giving you know, these survivors a step up in that way. Because when it comes to the financial, sometimes that's the block, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what's preventing people from getting the help and moving in the direction that they need.
Yeah, absolutely. There are many different ways that perpetrators, you know, exact control over their victims. And so when you're serving that community, you have to have a lot of different avenues of support.
Amazing. Okay, so speaking of support, how do we as a community continue to support Our Gross House? What can we do?
Yes, great question. Number one, and I think kind of one of the easiest ways, is just to help us spread the word and spread the message. So like us on social media, like our posts, share them, get them out to your network. Just helping with exposure is really meaningful. You can also support our businesses. Come to the cafe, visit the gift shop. You will leave with really great products and a full belly, and then partnering with us. So the cafe is a community gathering space. Host your meetings, host your events. We offer catering options, and then you can also support through an event sponsorship. That's a very impactful way to maximize your contribution. And then of course just donating. Again, every donation goes back into these programs.
Wonderful. And I imagine how amazing somebody would feel if they made you a coffee or sold you a muffin, or you bought one of the products that they made. I mean, you're actually, you're seeing the impact of that firsthand. So that's truly incredible. Well, if you are looking for hope, healing, or just a way to make a difference, as we talked about today, visit Our Gross online at ourgrosshouse.org. Also, of course, be sure to stop by Our Gross Cafe at 3811 Harrison Street in Davenport. As Rochelle mentioned, every sip supports a survivor. Rochelle, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you. Coming up on QCL, joint pain does not have to slow you down. We are getting our questions about joint replacement surgery answered by the experts from Unity Point.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Joint pain, it can affect every part of daily life, from simply walking around the house to staying active and doing the things you love. But for many, joint replacement surgery offers more than just relief. It allows patients to return to living fully. And thanks to major advances in technology, patients are now recovering faster and feeling less pain. So here with answers to all of our questions today is Erica Hayes, the Regional Director of Surgical Services at Unity Point Health Trinity, and Dr. Brian McGowan, who is an orthopedic surgeon at Orthopedic Specialists. Thank you both for being here today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, I just absolutely love these segments because there are folks out there who have questions or who are dealing with pain and they don't feel comfortable potentially going, I don't know if I really need to see a doctor quite yet. And there's a lot of people sitting at home watching that this information is going to be very useful to them. So Dr. McGowan, talk more about the primary reasons that somebody might need joint replacement surgery. Like, at what point should they consider this?
Yeah, so the main reason for doing a joint replacement, whether it's your hip or your knee, is for arthritis. And arthritis is wearing away the cartilage in your joints. Okay. A lot of factors play into that: your metabolic health, your joint alignment, your activity level, your genetics play into it as well. But the end result is wearing away the cartilage in your joints. And when that gets severe, that can lead to pain, stiffness, decreased motion, swelling, and when those symptoms start to impact your function, your quality of life, your daily activities, that's when it's time to think about talking to an orthopedic surgeon about considering a joint replacement.
Absolutely, and I gotta ask, how many patients do you talk to who, really, they put it off? Like, you kind of get used to dealing with it, you get used to the discomfort and the pain, and do you ever go, like, it doesn't have to be that way?
Yeah, just because you have arthritis doesn't mean you have to have a joint replacement, but again, when it's impacting your function, your quality of life, and the things short of surgery like anti-inflammatories, activity modification therapy, when those fail to really control your symptoms, that's typically when it's time to think about doing a joint replacement.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, so Erica, describe the joint replacement procedures that are offered through Unity Point Health Trinity.
Sure. So Unity Point Health Trinity offers total and partial knees, hips, shoulders, ankles.
Wow.
The whole whole gamut.
You got the whole menu there.
Right, yes.
Okay, and it includes robotic surgery.
Correct.
And actually, you guys are kind of pioneers in the area when it comes to that.
Correct, but Unity Point Health was the first and the only hospital in the Quad City area that utilizes the Mako robotic surgery.
Okay, is that what
system?
we're seeing here on the screen?
Correct, yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, so it offers that advanced surgical technology, and when you come and see us at Unity Point, it provides our teams, our experts in the areas to provide that advanced technology close to home.
That's great. Dr. McGowan kind of explained how robotic assisted surgery works. What is the real benefit here for patients, but also for folks like yourself or medical staff?
Yeah, it's been a powerful tool in joint replacement, and what we do is we get a CT scan of your joint beforehand. We create a 3D model of that, whether it's your hip or your knee. During surgery, we're able to take measurements, and then we're able to input those measurements in the computer, the robotic computer, and basically create a customized patient plan for your joint, and then execute that plan within millimeters of accuracy, and really get the implants exactly where we want them.
That's great.
So it's reassuring for the surgeon knowing things are going in exactly where you want them to go. The long-term benefits for the patients are still being studied, but the goal is to, with our improved accuracy of component placement, improve patient function and longevity of the implants.
Yeah, the more accurate, the better. I mean, you talk about it from your perspective, it being a medical professional, but from the patient as well. You have to imagine that they would, love that option. And Erica, speaking of patients, with these medical advancements, like the robotic surgery, many of these patients can go home the same day that they have their replacement surgery.
Yes. So if they do meet the qualifications and the criteria, they are able to go home that same night after surgery.
Wow.
We know that the best place for patients to be is at home with their families around that care and that support and their loved ones. And so that promotes the rest and relaxation that they need to recover in the comfort of their home. So
Depending on
thing.
how old their kids are.
Correct.
Some of us would opt to stay. I'm just kidding, absolutely. But that is truly amazing. You wouldn't imagine being able to talk about that people would have a surgery and then be able to head home, later that day. That's got to be reassuring to a lot of folks who are maybe a little bit nervous about it. And speaking of understanding what to do before, during, and after surgery can be overwhelming for people. I can only assume that's why people wait so long sometimes to call or make that appointment. But Trinity actually helps people prepare. You offer a little workshop of sorts.
Correct. We do offer our Total Joint Boot Camp, which is really an opportunity for patients to come in and kind of learn what happens through the whole surgical process. It talks about your pre-op, what you're going to experience on the day of surgery, what you're going to experience for recovery. It goes through the whole process from beginning to end. We also bring in our physical therapy experts and have them talk to the patients. They can talk about pain, post-op pain control, what the expectations are for recovery, how to, pain management strategies, and really that helps the patient then feel more comfortable when they come in on the day of surgery. They know what to expect.
Yeah.
They also have have an opportunity to understand how to prevent being readmitted to the hospital, really looking at their strategies for how they are when they go home.
That is
how they can help their recovery.
Yeah, I mean, patient outcomes. I mean, that makes all the difference in being prepared. It's like you get done, you go home the same day, and you know what medications are right for you. You know when you're going to be going to like PT and things like that, and how many times, and what you might be doing when you get there. So kind of leaves no stone unturned in that way. And Dr. McGowan, you actually brought an example of some joints with you.
Yeah, so this is an example of a knee that would be put in with the Mako robot, and with this, we make these 5 cuts on the femur bone or your thigh bone, and then 1 cut on your tibia. And what the robot does is, the saw comes in on an arm and it makes those cuts exactly where you plan them to be. So that's kind of the advantage of using the robot, is just getting that surgical precision and consistency.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, for more information on joint replacements and orthopedic surgery, just visit unitypoint.org. Lots of information on the website. We'll of course link you specifically to that page on our website. Erica and Dr. McGowan, thank you so much for taking the time to join us and just answer everyone's questions.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Much more to come in our second half hour of Quad Cities Live, including a preview of this weekend's annual Ranch Riders Easter egg hunt at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds. Lots of fun there, plus a local business that'll give you a fresh summer glow and a brighter smile. We'll learn more about airbrushed sunless.
And we have less wind out there today, but that wind will pick up over the next couple of days, and that will lead to temperatures in the 70s. And eventually, we have some storms tracking in. Our first alert day will start at 10 o'clock tomorrow evening for the potential of severe storms. But there's some changes here on Friday. We'll talk about those and time out those storms coming up in your first alert forecast coming up next.
accurate and reliable. This is your First Alert forecast with meteorologist Kyle Keel.
Well, not much in the way of strong wind out there, at least compared to the last several days. We've still had gusts upwards of 20 miles per hour or so, and you can see the American flag waving there on our Bettendorf camera, part of our Everywhere camera network. We also have a mix of high clouds and some sunshine. Overall, a very nice day unless you suffer from allergies. That tree pollen is very high here and will remain high over the next several days, but we're tracking the potential for a little bit of rain here moving through as we head Thursday night and then potentially into Friday. So that's why we've got that question mark here on Friday. We're pretty confident in a few storms here as we head into Thursday night. So that's when we'll start our First Alert day at 10 p.m. here tomorrow night. That's for strong to severe thunderstorms. The main threat Thursday is going to be large hail. Again, this is in the evening and overnight hours. Damaging winds, perhaps a couple of tornadoes here, mainly southeast of the KWQC viewing area on Friday. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. We do have that level 2 risk, level 1 to level 2 risk from the Storm Prediction Center here tomorrow night as well as into Friday. And you see how this lays out here for tomorrow night. We've got that level 1 risk, mainly east of the river. You get to about the Quad Cities Metro down to Aledo, Stronghurst, Burlington points off to the west. That's where we have that level 2 risk. Again, the main threat here tomorrow night will be large hail up to the size of quarters, maybe even slightly larger than that, especially west of the Quad Cities. Then as a cold front pushes through on Friday, that threat is going to shift east. I would not be surprised if this level 1 to level 2 shifted even farther east here as we head into tomorrow for Friday due to the fact that we do see an arrival of a cold front a little bit earlier in the day. So we've got low pressure here off to our west. We've got some warmer air moving in, so we're going to watch for the development of a few scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms here as we head very late tonight into the early morning hours on Thursday. And it's these showers and storms that we're not concerned about for any severe weather. But notice after 4 or 5 o'clock they get going and start to move into the Metro QCA between about 7 and 9 a.m. Some of these storms could contain maybe a little bit of small hail, certainly some lightning with it, but not expecting anything severe. Those will kind of percolate through the area here as we head through the morning hours. We'll get some peaks of sunshine through the day, but I want you to take note that wind going to be very strong out of the south and southeast. That's going to help boost those temperatures here into the 60s and 70s heading into the afternoon as a warm front moves through the area. But notice we'll keep the clouds around here as we head into Thursday evening and overnight. So here we are at 10 p.m. That's where we're going to start to see some storms developing off to the west and then racing off to the east here. And notice these storms are fairly scattered. It's not going to be one solid line coming through. So I think we'll have enough instability to have these storms produce some large hail as that main threat here as we head into Thursday evening. So between 10 p.m. and midnight, those storms are going to move in close to the Mississippi River. Now, where these storms end up will be key to who gets the rain, because there are some signs that maybe the northern half of the QCA might have the best chance to get in on some of these storms, but our in-house model kind of keeps it here near and south of Interstate 80 here as we head into the overnight hours. So I would say between 10 p.m. and 3 a.m. is when we're going to have that time frame for severe weather. So because these are coming in at night, it's best to have multiple ways to stay alert to any severe weather if it does hit your hometown. Again, we're not expecting any tornadoes out of this, but by 3 or 4 o'clock, any of that rain will be off to the east, and then we'll start the day with a mix of sun and clouds on Friday. Very gusty winds out of the south ahead of a cold front here on Friday. So we're going to warm temperatures up very quickly, and it's going to be slightly humid with dew points climbing into the 50s and 60s, but I think a lot of us will get into the 70s here on Friday. But notice here by midday, we've already got that cold front. That's that shift in wind here right along the Mississippi River at midday, and this kind of scoots to the east here as we head into the afternoon hours. Maybe a couple scattered showers getting going, but our in-house model keeps most of us dry on Friday. So that's why I think we'll be a little bit capped with some warm air aloft to really not get any storms going until after that front clears the area. So we may be able to pull that First Alert day here on Friday, but right now we're going to let things ride and kind of review data that comes in during the evening and overnight. As far as rainfall goes, some localized areas could get up to a ½ inch, maybe locally higher amounts depending on where that sets up, but we do look a little more active here as we head into the weekend. As far as temperatures right now, hey, they're not too bad, feeling pretty nice. Upper 50s here to the north, mid to upper 60s here farther to the south. The wind is starting to pick up just a little bit, fairly light throughout the day, but now we're starting to get those winds sustained 10 to 15, gusting up to 20 miles per hour or so. And as we head over the next 24 hours, we will dip down into the 50s here as we head into tonight with that increase in clouds. Again, maybe a couple isolated showers and storms early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, that wind picks up and those temperatures will bounce back into the 70s. We're going upper 60s here off to the northeast, lower 70s here to the south. And check this out here Friday. This is around midday, so we're going to have kind of a range in temperatures as that front moves through. But we're talking mid to upper 70s near the Quad Cities and east of the Mississippi River, upper 60s to low 70s farther north where that cold front gets through a little quickly. So there's a look at the next 7 days. Again, we'll let that first alert day ride here Thursday night into Friday, but that may be able to be dropped depending on how quickly that front moves in. Check out the weekend. Lots of clouds, mild though, seasonably mild, I guess you could say, with temps around 60 degrees. Sunday, Easter Sunday, looking a little bit wet, so maybe plan on having those Easter egg hunts indoors. Certainly not the best weather for any outdoor activities here on Easter, but it does look like we will bounce back to the 60s, which is right where we need to be here, or I guess are supposed to be for this time of year.
I was going to say need to be or supposed to be. I'm ready for us to be at 75 degrees.
You know what? That sounds really nice. Just a stretch of 75 and sunny would be nice. Although we do need a little bit of rain, so I'm sure farmers will like that forecast, but
yes,
just bad timing with Easter. That's for
yeah,
sure.
Absolutely. Okay, Kyle, thank you.
You're welcome.
Still to come on QCL, glow up with confidence. We are stepping inside Airbrush Sunless, a woman-owned spray tanning and teeth whitening business that's helping clients look and feel their best. Learn more after the break.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
When it comes to feeling confident in your own skin, sometimes a little glow goes a long way. And today, we are shining a spotlight on Airbrushed Sunless, a woman-owned business that's bringing beauty and brightness to the Quad Cities with custom spray tans and professional teeth whitening. Here to tell us all about it is owner Lindsay Voorhees. Lindsay, welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for being here. So yes, let's tell us about the business, tell us about Airbrushed Sunless and just your services.
So we are a custom spray tan salon, and I like to say that because everybody is like, okay, so do I get into a booth? And no, that's not it at all. We use a gun like this.
Yes.
It's applied by hand. We obsess about every single detail. Like Sunless is what we do, so you can know that you are definitely going to get the best spray tan of your life by coming to us. Some people's biggest fear is, will I turn orange, right?
Yes, yes.
And that's right off the bat, I just want to say no.
No, and I can say, like, you know, I've gone to you in the past when I've had events and things like that, and I can fully attest to that.
Yeah.
It is not like the spray tans or like the, you know, the automatic ones, like you called it, like the booths where you walk out, you've kind of got that Oompa Loompa glow.
Yeah.
It's very natural, and that kind of goes back to the product that you use.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's lots of different solutions on the market. We use the best solutions. They're crafted alcohol-free, paraben-free, skin nourishing ingredients, so you're getting a skin treatment when you get your tan. It's not going to just dry out your skin. It's not going to be streaky and orange looking right away. In fact, you look pretty good when you just leave, like when you're wearing the actual spray before you wash it off and it's developed.
Okay. All right, great. Well, I want to hit on something before we get too far into the segment, because I love that you're a big proponent of self-love. You know, it's kind of a buzzword, but I think when it comes to the way that you run your business, it's also kind of your mission.
It is. When I started my business, that's what it was all about, just making people feel good in their skin. It's not just a spray tan, it's helping people feel more confident, uplifted, self-love, self-confidence.
Yes, and you like to say, you know, spray tan is for everybody.
Everybody.
So you don't need to feel shy around Lindsay. I can promise you that. You know, it's a no judgment zone, absolutely, and you'll leave there just feeling awesome about yourself. So yeah, you talked about ease and fears and people being, you know, worried about being orange. Let's talk about some other things that people may have questions about if they've never gotten a spray tan, especially with you, like how long it's going to last.
Yeah, so it usually lasts 7 to 10 days. But with that being said, you have to make sure to exfoliate.
Okay.
Because if you're spraying on top of skin that's about ready to fall off, your tan's not going to last very long.
Your tan's going to fall off.
Yes, because it's the outermost layer of your skin is where the spray tanning takes place.
Okay.
So you need to get an even layer before you get your spray tan. And also, I want to touch on, a lot of people will come shower like right before the appointment,
Right.
not
Don't do
thinking,
that.
right, your skin still needs a little bit of time, at least 4 hours, to build up amino acids
Okay.
that the tan needs to work with.
I love that you know like the science behind all of it, and your website's really great about that too. So like there's a way to prepare your skin for the absolute best results. One of them being, right, don't shower beforehand. Exfoliating beforehand is huge. Don't start your day, if you're planning on getting a spray tan, right, putting a bunch of stuff on your skin.
Right, a barrier. If you're coming to your appointment with oils and lotions on your skin, that's just going to create a barrier, and you're not going to get the best color.
Absolutely.
But we do make sure to prepare you,
Yeah.
so you're not going in blind. As soon as you book an appointment, you get an email directly to you with an in-depth
Yeah.
prep.
Exactly how to
instructions.
prep. Yeah, absolutely. And then also afterward, you tell people how to care for their spray tan, and you actually offer products in your store
Yes.
that are beneficial.
Right. That way, if anyone questions, like, oh, I don't know what the ingredients are of my lotions at home,
Yeah.
of my soap, we have everything that you need right there in the salon.
Hydrating body oil right here being one of them. People love that. And before we run out of time with you, we want to touch on the teeth whitening service that you offer. And this isn't like something it's not a strip that you would do at home. This is very professional.
Yes, it's actually made in a dental lab. It's a registered healthcare product. So we apply a gel to your teeth, and you sit under a light for 40 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And then you can get up to 4 shades brighter just right then. And then your teeth continue to whiten over a 24-hour period.
Wow.
And it does not cause sensitivity like crust, you know, the strips
the white
usually.
strips where people say, I can't put them on because it hurts.
You're not going to get that type of sensitivity.
Okay, well that's wonderful, and so you can book appointments to do that as well if you're booking a spray tan. And to take a look at the variety of spray tan and teeth whitening options, or if you want to book your appointment online, very easy to do. Just visit airbrushedsunless.com. Lindsay, as always, thank you so much for busting some myths and just explaining it all to us.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Just ahead, details on this weekend's 29th annual Ranch Riders Easter Egg Hunt at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds, how your participation benefits local families in need.
You're watching Quad Cities Live.
Every year, a local motorcycle group rolls out in a big way for a great cause close to their hearts, hosting a massive Easter egg hunt that brings together families, fun, and a whole lot of community spirit.
Yes, it is the annual Easter egg hunt hosted by the Ranch Riders Motorcycle Brotherhood, and it is happening this weekend. Chris Van Spybrook is with the Children's Therapy Center of the QC, and Gary Rindler is the president of the Ranch Riders Motorcycle Brotherhood. Thank you both for being here
Yes,
today.
thank you.
This
Thank
is
you.
a wonderful event. Gary, the 29th annual, which is truly incredible. So this has to be one of the longest running massive Easter egg hunts in the area.
As far as I know, it's the longest running and the biggest one in the state of Iowa.
Well, that is wonderful. So tell us about it. Tell us what to expect this weekend. You know, it's at Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds.
It's at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds. First, I'd like to invite people to come down to Gypsy Highway tonight at 5:30. We're going to be stuffing them 30,000 eggs.
30,000 eggs.
Until we,
I mean, look at all
until we
those
get done.
kids. They need the eggs.
So yeah, we'll be stuffing eggs tonight. Gates will open at 11. We'll have hot dogs and pulled pork sandwiches and chips and baked goods, and there'll be kids kid games. We'll have bouncy houses, and
Wow.
1
Bikes,
o'clock the cannon
bicycles.
goes off, and you can watch them go.
That's
Bike
great.
raffles.
And oh yes, don't forget the bike raffles, mini bike raffle, and
Really?
a quilt raffle, a Harley Davidson
okay.
quilt raffle that we had made.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it is awesome because it's all for a great cause. Proceeds, Chris, go straight to the Children's Therapy Center of the Quad Cities.
Right.
Talk about what you guys do. I mean, you guys have been in the Quad Cities community for decades now, and
Oh,
you
absolutely.
do a lot of great, important work with kids in the community.
Oh yeah. So we've been around since 1949.
Yeah.
Outpatient pediatric rehab clinic. So a child might need our services because they were in an accident. Maybe they're recovering from a serious illness, or maybe it's because of a condition they were born with. So we're there to provide various types of therapy to get them up to their highest level of independence.
Well, and Chris, one thing that makes you truly amazing is you're not going to turn any families away if they can't pay for treatment.
No,
which-
that is what really makes us unique. We We don't have any limitations as far as who will accept of those families that are unable to afford to pay. And because of that, the vast majority of our clients are in that category.
Yeah.
About 90% of the kids who come to us aren't able to afford to pay. But because of events like this and generous people in the Quad Cities, we make it work. And every year we break even, and we're there for another year to do our job.
That's great. And Gary, that's why you come back each and every year for the last almost 3 decades with this event. And it's important to note that there's no cost to get into this event, but you really rely heavily on donations.
On donations at the gate, yes. If you can afford to pay, we appreciate it. If not, come out and enjoy the day with us.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you're talking maybe just as little as $5.
Yeah, it's usually a $5 donation. If you have it, you have it. If you don't, we don't turn anybody away.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, it's for the kids here and later on down the line with Chris's.
Yeah, with the therapy center.
Yes.
Absolutely. So talk about roughly how many kids take part each year, Gary, because there's a lot. And
we saw the video.
And yes, and for that reason alone, you guys actually have multiple hunts going on at the same time.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got 5 different fields.
Okay.
Wow. Oh, there they are, yeah.
All gated off.
5 different fields. We've got handicap accessible is field number 1, and then all the way up to age group 12. It's hard to put a number on it. You'll just have to come out and see what it's all about, because
I think we
How do
need
you
to
get a
see.
drone out there to see?
Yeah, somebody needs to go get be operating a drone out there.
Yeah, so we're talking about 30,000 eggs that need filled. So 5:30 this evening. So how long does it take to fill those eggs?
Yeah, probably 3 hours.
3 hours? Okay.
3.5
Wow.
hours. We have
Pretty
a
good.
phenomenal support group.
That's great.
Here in the Quad Cities. All the other clubs have been chipping in the last couple of years throughout the area. You'll have several different bike clubs up there tonight. You'll have regular mom and pops come.
Yeah.
That's great.
We've had elderly people come up and just sit and enjoy the night and conversate. It's a great thing.
It's a great
Yeah,
time
I'm sure you
tonight.
can make a lot of new friends there as well. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Come
there
out
you
and
go.
have a good time with us tonight.
All right,
Wonderful.
5:30 tonight, and the 29th annual Ranch Riders Easter egg hunt happening this Saturday, April 19th. Gary, already getting on me about the weather. We're gonna be good. It's Sunday that we're
It's
worried
Saturday,
about.
right,
But
yeah.
It's this Saturday, and it's all happening at the Mississippi Valley Fairgrounds in Davenport. The doors will open at 11, but the hunt begins at 1 o'clock. And again, as we mentioned, there's a suggested $5 donation per child, but no child or family will be turned away if you're unable to pay. So Chris and Gary,
Thank
as
you.
always, we really appreciate you joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks
we
for having
appreciate
us.
you having us.
Thank you so much, and thank you for watching.
Your local news at 4 with Sharon is coming up next. Have a great afternoon. No?